got some new slides coming, so just wait a minute. Actually, now we've got a series of demos we're going to walk through, continuation of some of the demos from Tuesday, some new ones, but a lot of good stuff coming. But I guess first, the other thing that Ken didn't talk about is the biggest security risk that I see in my house, and that is I've got an 11-year-old boy and a 12-year-old boy, and letting them anywhere near the computer is one of the most frightening things you'll see. So that's the other one that we all have to worry about. Agenda for the rest of the day. First, Dave Wilkes is going to come out and talk a little bit about some of the initiatives we put in place around engineering excellence, reestablishing engineering excellence. There's a lot that's going on, additional investments being made, reprioritization of timing of some deliverables based on feedback from people in this room. We're listening. Following that, the ZENworks team is going to walk you through the newest development there, Mac support. There's been a lot of interest in developing Mac support. After that, there's going to be some more detail on GroupWise and the newest version of GroupWise 2012. There's a lot that's going on. If you've been in some of the breakout sessions, a lot of work, and we've put a lot of focus, a lot of wood behind the arrow, if you will, around GroupWise, and there's some exciting things to announce. So please stick around for that. After that, an update on some of the printing technology in OES, which we think is potentially the best enterprise printing solution available. After that, the NetIQ team is going to come back and continue the demo that began on Tuesday, giving you a complete example of and demo of the workload IQ. After that, we're going to talk about SUSE strategy. That's pretty exciting. And there's going to be a discussion of what we think is one of the most exciting initiatives going on within the company, and that's around SUSE's participation as a component of the open source operating system for the cloud and the relationship with the OpenStack standards. There's also a discussion of the SUSE snapshot and rollback, which is really revolutionary technology for providing you the ability to roll back and recover from things like configuration errors. It's kind of like when I mess something up, I can step back, but times 10 and a lot more complicated. And then lastly, we've got some closing announcements. We're going to talk a little bit about upcoming events, and crowded within there are some giveaways. So you've got a couple of minutes. I'm not sure if anybody had a chance to go grab a brownie. They're outside. And in the meantime, let me, without further ado, welcome up Dave Wilkes to talk a little bit about our engineering efforts and some of the initiatives we have going on. So with that, I'm going to welcome Dave Wilkes.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's good to be here. I hope your week at BrainShare has been as good as it's been for me. You know, we've had a chance to look at back a little bit at the history at Novell, and at times to get a little nostalgic. You know, but today, what I'd like to do is have a little fun and look forward. We've heard this week from our CEO, Jeff Hahn, and also from my new boss, Bob Flynn, the president of Novell, about our refocus and our commitment to engineering excellence at Novell. So what I'd like you to take away from today really is what we're doing inside of engineering at Novell to understand very clearly how we're returning to our roots and what we're doing to enhance engineering excellence at Novell. You know, Aristotle defined excellence this way. He said, excellence is an art won by habituation and training. We do not act rightly because we have virtue or excellence, but rather we have those because we have acted rightly. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. So I'll be the first to admit that over the last few years, especially when you look at the products related to the Novell business unit, we've taken our eye off the ball a little bit. Now, sometimes you can get away with shifting focus a little bit without affecting the outcome of the game, but sometimes it can be downright painful. So, as we look to refocus, particularly on the big three, we can't just continue on status quo. But I want you to remember that we aren't going to go out there thinking that we can do the same thing that we did for the last 15 or 20 years and expect similar results. For those of you that this is from Uncle Rico. So anyway, but I can't tell you how excited I am to witness and to see the attachmate group come in and recognize the value of Novell's products and especially of its customers. One of the first things that we heard from our CEO, Jeff Hahn, was he reaffirmed his commitment to GroupWise. Then in the first week after the acquisition, Bob Flynn sent an email indicating to all of the Novell employees that his #1 priority was establishing that direct line of sight that you've heard him talk about back into engineering. We've really been given the charge to put collaboration, endpoint management, and file and networking services back on the fast track. In his email to Novell employees, Bob said that we control our own destiny, particularly in the areas of decision-making, execution, and results. There's nowhere else to look, he continued. We must focus on solving problems for our customers and partners with the ultimate objective of delivering on our commitments and driving the highest levels of customer satisfaction. Okay, so I'm here to talk about engineering excellence, right? So I don't have 5 minutes isn't a whole lot of time, but I wanted to cover 3 particular areas because it's a broad topic, but 3 particular areas that we're focusing on right now. Those are timeliness, quality, and features and innovation. And in the timeliness area, we're committed to delivering timely solutions that solve problems. You've seen that in the roadmaps that we've presented this week for GroupWise, ZENworks, and OES. On the quality front, in some instances, quality isn't where it needs to be. But I'm here to tell you that we're taking the steps necessary to raise the level of quality to the level that you expect. You'll see a marked improvement in the upcoming releases for GroupWise 2012, OES 11, and ZCM 11.2. We're also really working with customers to help us with that level of quality. We're involving them earlier in our development process. We're working with specific customers to understand their requirements, giving them early access to code. In many instances, helping them roll out that code in their test environments and then production environments, all before we release, so that that level of quality, we achieve that before we ship it out to the rest of the world. So that's an area that we're really focusing on. It's actually helping us to make sure that our development and our QA environments more closely match your environments. So I want you to know that we are committed and we are investing in these different areas so that we can, as I said, put collaboration, endpoint management, and file and networking services back on the fast track. You've heard about features and about the engineers that we're hiring. We've hired some and are hiring more in Provo to help us deliver those features more quickly. And then really with innovation, I want to talk about that. We have the best and brightest engineers around. We're protected by over 880 patents, and we will continue to aggressively protect our IP. But we've also been really working on some really cool stuff. You know, innovation really is the lifeblood that keeps that engineering engine going. A few of the areas that we're investigating and really investing in are in the areas of data relevancy, where we're providing or working on algorithms that will help you more quickly find the data that you need and remove all the clutter. Other areas in the mobile workspace. How many of you have seen and heard and are excited about Novell Filer? Okay, so that's an area that you've seen, and you'll see us as we invest in other areas with mobile printing that you'll see shortly, administration, device management, instant messaging, a number of different services that we'll make available in the mobile workspace. We're investing in and growing our mobile solutions team. couple of the other areas, we're taking some of our technology, like Novell distributed file services, also known as dynamic storage technology that you may know it in OES, and applying that so that that can extend from the desktop all the way out into the cloud. So watch for what we're doing there, as well as Novell storage services, NSS, our file system, of extending its capabilities out into the cloud. So what I'd ask you to do is kind of watch this space as in the coming months and over the next years we look to deliver on these other innovations. A couple of the other things that really have us excited in engineering is you've seen the commitment from our new management from the attachment group, and particularly with the Novell business unit, that as an executive team we're actually out visiting customers and talking to them face to face, and we're listening. You really should see Bob's travel schedule. He really is going all over the place. And also the news that we have of the dedicated sales force working with our customers and our strong partners, that really just has us excited in engineering. So I'm thrilled to be leading Novell Engineering today. You know, last month I celebrated my 20th year anniversary with Novell. I started when I was 10. But I want you to know that I'm energized as I see the refocus and the commitment to the products that you use to run your business daily. Lastly, I want to thank you, as Charles said, I want to thank you for coming to BrainShare, especially thank you for your passion around our technology and our products. And thank you for your time today. I'm supposed to, yeah, so now we'll see some of the product teams from the Novell business unit that are going to show you some of the innovations that are just around the corner. Thank you.
What a great week. How's everybody doing? All right. I'm Justin. I'm joined by Lawrence and Jason here in the command center. We're going to talk to you a little bit about Zen 11 SP2, continue the conversation that we started on Tuesday's keynote. We started by having this discussion around the unification of capabilities and how ZENworks 11 SP2 is extending that with full disk. Lawrence? Lawrence! Keynote, people, focus, what are you doing?
It's pretty cool, isn't it? So, one, who'd like to win? Anyone fancy a MacBook? Second piece, who thinks we should cover these in the enterprise?
That's all fine, that's great. Everybody, you and I are both Mac lovers, but in order to support Mac in the enterprise, we got to give IT certain tools that we don't have today. They got to be able to inventory, push software, patch, remote control when things go wrong. We just don't do that.
Okay, so you may be right. Today, we don't do that in the enterprise. But take a look behind me. You'll see Macs just highlighted. So with ZENworks 11 Support Pack 2, we will be introducing Macintosh management to ZENworks as the product. So that's going to be the focus of our keynote today. And so I have Jason Blackett here on stage, who's going to take us through a demo of the product and show us what we can do.
Great.
Jason.
Thank you, Lawrence. So this is a demo I've wanted to see on this stage for 10 years. And thanks to my team in India, I get to be the one to do it. So Lawrence here got his MacBook somehow. And you'll see up in the status bar there at the top on his Lion box that he's got the ZENworks icon.
Okay, so we definitely support Lion in this release, yeah? All the latest?
Yeah, that would be the background.
Yeah, good point. Right.
So go ahead and right-click that and bring up the ZENworks window. And what you're going to see, as with all things ZENworks, he's got to have a way to get the software he needs. So here's Now running on Mac. So Lawrence, why don't you go ahead and click Firefox.
This has got to be worth a clap. I'm going to run the app.
And it's going to install and then run.
We're doing good. We're doing good. So Jason, this is great. I've run the application here and I've got my MacBook up. But I wanted to watch myself on the Tuesday keynote because that's the kind of guy I am.
Okay.
I can't. I haven't got Flash installed. What can I do?
All right. Quit Firefox and we'll take care of that over here. So I've got patch management, and fortunately for us, Adobe Flash is part of the patch stream. So we'll go to Lawrence's MacBook. We'll take a look at the patches, and we'll find out that he doesn't have Flash Player like we just saw. So we're actually going to go ahead and deploy that with patch. So we'll take and deploy it to his device, accept the license agreement. We're going to do this now because we don't want to wait. And to make it easy to see what's happening, I'm also going to give him a message so you can all see it while the patch is installing. And we have to give it a name.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
And we're done.
And we're done. So if you paid real close attention on the Mac, you saw the ZENworks icon flash real quick. In just a minute, we'll see the message show up indicating that there's a patch. Now, while we're waiting for that, I'm going to actually take control of his device as well. So we'll come in, we'll remote control the device. And since we're running Lion, we have the option to either log in as the same user.
So, just to break in a sec, the patch is here. So if I click OK on this, that'll install now?
That's right.
Unless you want to do it.
OK.
Oh, it's gone and done it. It's timed out. There we go.
Timed out.
So the patch is installed, so I should have Flash now. So
we'll come back to that. It's going to take just a minute to install Flash behind the scenes. While we're looking at that, let's take a look from an administrator perspective of what's on that box. So here's all of the inventory for your Mac OS X Lion machine, hardware and software. In addition to that, you probably want to make sure you're in compliance with your licenses.
that would be good, yeah.
So we have ZAM enabled here, our asset management product. If we go to ZAM and look at the license management reports and pull up compliance, look at the compliance report, you'll see here a compliance report that shows your compliance across platforms.
So I can see I can install software, I can do inventory, I can remote control the device. So pretty much I've got a set of what I need, and then on top of that I can patch it and I can maintain compliance. So I guess the last thing to do here is to go ahead and fire up the browser.
Let's see if you can watch yourself.
And see if I can watch myself at last. And here we go, the keynote from Tuesday. Oh, sorry, it's Justin. I'm going to shut that down. There we go. So, there you go. ZENworks management for Macintosh. Half of me just wants to bow now, but I know that that was nothing to do with me. Everything there goes back to the engineers who've done a fantastic job on getting this up and running. As we said, ZENworks 11 Support Pack 2 will have this included in the product. If you want to go and see it today, if you didn't get a chance to see it this week, then I encourage you to, if you go, you can download the beta from the website that's shown behind. Have a play, give us feedback, let us know what you think of the product. But otherwise, I hope that was a great end to the ZENworks keynote. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. I hope you really enjoyed BrainShare, and I'd bid you farewell. And Jason, Justin.
Whose bag is this?
I have no idea.
I think you know whose bag this is.
No idea at all.
If I open this bag, what am I going to find in it?
Air.
Mr. I have to jet off to the airport so fast that nobody can look inside my bag, trying to walk off with the audience's MacBook Air.
Okay.
All right, who wants to take this home? All right, that's what we're going to go ahead and do. I'm going to trust you to take these, give them to the audience. We're going to draw a name. I think everybody kind of knows the rules. Mr. Lawrence here will come off to the side of the stage and help with who the winner is, but you must be present to win, so we're going to call names until we've got somebody that's here. Hopefully everybody is here. We've got the bag. And if I mispronounce a name, my sincere apologies. All right, here we go. My sincere apologies.
Here we go.
Mark Mazurkowitz? Is that right? We got Mark over here?
Come on, we need you to run. Run, 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 run. Speed. Well done.
We got to embarrass you, Mark. You got to come up. you want to take this, take a bow for everyone.
So there you go. Thank you very much. Well done. And that really is the end. Thank you very much.
Let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to the GroupWise demo team.